Yeah, what's good?
What's going on?
I can't call it. I was, uh, I was running through these records. Don't mind me.
Oh,
How's your,
it's cool. It's cool.
how's your weekend?
Yeah, I worked.
How'd it go? Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Okay. Okay.
It was just slow because we didn't have a lot of patience, so the time kind of dragged. But
Well, shit. Be glad it was slow, cause shit, what I had to do today, it was a monster.
yeah, when that
Real.
Omicron hit that peak,
Mm-hmm.
man, then we was having to close the clinic and everything. Hey, hey, what are you doing? I'm sorry,
That's
talking to
all
this little badass cat, my
good.
grandkitten.
Well, shit. Now they talking about they finna loosen up the restrictions. So
Honestly, I think it's a setup. I think they're gonna keep doing this periodically. I
okay.
just think that's how it's gonna be from now on.
So you think it's gonna go back? It's gonna
I
increase
think
up.
it's gonna be like back and forth, up and down. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean,
It's
that's
hard
what
to
it
tell
did.
because I don't. I it's hard to tell what these people got planned nowadays. But whenever Bill Gates speak about something like that, you got to pay attention because I think he know all of that shit. Like I don't know how, but he does.
Yeah, well, he's supposed to have been. I mean, he's got his hands in a lot of shit that to me he shouldn't have his hands in, but he got enough
Well,
money to
not
buy
right.
it. You
You
know.
absolutely right. Vaccines, pandemics, and um, what is it? They did a simulation of the pandemic right before it hit. And now he talking about it might be another one. So I think this is just a way of them kind of, I think some kind of warfare, man. But I know you didn't. Hold on. This little thing is terrible. Look what he's doing to my damn plant. This little thing is terrible. Get off my plant. Get off my plant. Get down.
What's he doing? Oh, you got
It's
a money
bad.
tree. That look like a money tree.
Yeah, that's what I done had that money tree problem. Yeah, when I got it, it was small like this. Now it's like in one of the big pots and it's been sprouted out.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot more plants.
But you gotta be. I'm
Because
sorry,
it's
go
like,
ahead.
they grow 6 to 8 feet. They grow 6 to 8 feet. So pretty soon I'm gonna get a bigger pot and put it in there to see how big it can get.
Not bad. Not bad. I got a shit ton of plants. I got probably over 40 plants.
You know what? I'm working on it. I'm growing. I mean, I got some more behind my couch over here. I even got the plant light. So yeah, I love plants.
Yeah, me too. I kind of grew with it when the pandemic popped off. That's what really kind of got me into them. And I've been on ever since. So, because prior to that, I mean, I grew up with plants, but I wasn't really like, you know, into plants like that. You always saw them at the house, but then I just started getting into it.
You know what? I used to work for a plant service where basically I just went from building to building downtown and took care of their plants. It was called, and the name was really weird. It was called Rent to Kill.
Rent to Kill?
RENTOKIL, Rent to Kill.
Oh wow, that's different.
Yeah, it was a shitty job, but it was cool because hell, I was supposed to work 8 to 4. I would water the motherfucking plants, be home and sleep by 11.
I know that's right. I hear that. Yeah.
It was a decent job, you know, back in the day.
I mean, you know,
when I was young. What are you doing?
Put some money in your pocket, you know.
Yeah.
I used to be an exterminator. That was
shit.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was like it's some fucked up shit out there, and you learn a lot about some of these restaurants, you know, as far as their cleanliness. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's places in Chicago that was fucked up. Like at least back then, I don't think they're any different now. They had roaches like everywhere.
My grandfather was a short order cook for a long time, and he never ate out of restaurants. Never.
There's a reason.
He said because he said it's the reason why he said it's a reason behind that.
Mm-hmm.
He said he know what the hell go on behind now.
Yeah, you know, and see, that's the thing about it. It's almost cliche to say, you know, you better off, cooking at home because everything in the restaurants you can make, you know, but we get so hooked up in convenience and taste and a lot of other things.
Ambiance.
Right, that too, you know, you get the whole scenery and everything. You don't get all that. I mean, but you can just easily do the same shit at home if you wanted to. It ain't gonna be the same,
True.
But it's got your hands on it. You know what I'm saying? So you had an option, but most of us are just, you know, the weekend come up or hive off when we do it. We go to this restaurant, that restaurant, but you're taking a chance.
I don't like restaurant. I mean, you know what? I don't like the public. I'm such a homebody. It's like people be inviting me places and I literally be like, I don't want to go. I hate going places now.
I hear you. Well, it ain't for everybody.
Remember how we used, I was always out at a party or something like that or at some type of function.
Right.
Now I get it. I mean, it's like I don't even get upset because people don't invite me places no more. I'm just like, I'd rather be at home.
You have it's like a season. It's like a run that you have. Like I do my softball. I go to the lodge. I go to work. Or I'm with my family. That's about as far as I go. I really kind of just tapered everything off because that's just what I wanted to do. So I have. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I was going to ask you, do you still have puppy fever?
Puppy fever?
Puppy fever. Remember you said you wanted a puppy?
Oh, yeah. I you know what? And I was supposed to went to the Cruelty Society on vacation, and we just didn't get over it.
Let me just look at her. Get off of me. She's spoiled. You see her. This is my leg.
She not
Like,
moving.
let me just peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure.
No, I seen a shepherd. I seen a shepherd that I wanted to get. And
Oh, I love shepherds.
yeah, I do too. I do too. I'm a fan of shepherds. And there was this other dog that looked like a husky. It's called it started with an M, it's a matrice or some shit like that. It's an
I know
Alaskan,
what you're talking, Mantioch or something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That dog had an attitude problem. And
Oh yeah, they do.
yeah, I didn't know nothing about it.
Mm-hmm. I
So
know exactly which one you talk about. They do look like huskies, but it start with an M. I
right.
know exactly what you're talking about.
And I was checking it out, and I was like, that would have been cool to have, but you can't have it around like little kids. You can't. So that made me think you can't interact with people. You can't. They said the dog doesn't like to share her food. So then now you got that issue. So you can't go. It was just a bunch of shit with that dog. So I was like, no, that's not a good look. But
Malamute. That's what it's called, a Malamute.
Malamute. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
She looked like a husky. Had a
Yeah, but
coat.
huskies and them dogs like that are very verbal. Like they howl, they talk back to you and all of that.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, it depends. If you want to wake up to howling at 2:00 in the morning, or every time they very verbal. That's all I'm saying. It depends on if you like your animals talking back to you, because they will. Chloe will talk back to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
When I don't take her out, or she don't go where she want to go, she fusses at me.
I can see that. Yeah, I can kind of see that with average dogs. Like they're gonna get, they're gonna get mouthy. That's how they communicate. Or they're gonna be scratching or knocking shit down or something.
She get an attitude because I like, if she come in, like she not supposed to be she really ain't supposed to be on my couch, but she on my blanket right now. Or if I try to make her move and she ain't ready to, she growls. She ain't never attacked me or nothing, but she be growling. Move.
That's letting you know something.
You gotta find the temperament that fits you. That's the thing with dogs.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, I don't want a dog that's too active or too lazy or not too loud, but
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? Because you there for security. You here to kick it and all that, but you really here for security purposes. So you know what I'm saying? I need you to be on your job. So
No, these animals literally run my house. Look at this one over there. You see him? That little black smudge over there.
it's a cat.
Yeah, he didn't claim the top of my couches. So
They got personalities. That's just
they do.
But
And then, like I said, mine are kind of old. Mine are older, except for this little badass grand cat I got over here.
Yeah.
Like Panther's 18.
Okay.
Chloe's 12. And then I got another old cat in here. But so I don't know how old she is. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Okay.
And they kind of, they fit my personality at this point, because I don't need nothing jumping around or something that constantly needs to be trained and stuff like that. So I get it.
Well, you only got to let you walk the dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't say that word too loud. She's going to jump up.
Yeah, the dog's something else. But I like him though. I'm still on it. It just didn't happen on vacation. It just didn't pan out. Everything else kind of came before that. So I don't know.
Where everybody is at? I guess people didn't want to look. They're not interested in the subject.
I mean, I don't know. I just sent it to John. I'd be forgetting that. I gotta text him because he don't look through the group thing too much. I
look like up and down my timeline. I've kind of filtered out the stuff that don't interest me or just don't show up on my thing. So I'm like, I don't have no ratchet shit. Not really.
I ain't gotta be ratchet. It can just be some interesting shit. Just a talking point. Like good example, like you got like the Kanye documentaries out now. We was just watching it yesterday.
Yeah.
That sees little shit like that. It's pretty interesting. And then you got what's his name? What's that kid? And we did a show on him too. Ethan Crumbly. He He's in court now. So I think
You think, who is that?
that's the kid that shot them 4 kids in a high school in Michigan, maybe about 2 months ago. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now that wasn't on my feed, granted, but that was just like, on YouTube. And I said, well, damn. I said, I know this kid, was going to trial. Well, I guess I forgot he was going to trial. But they said they want this motherfucker. They want him to go to the children's facility or some shit. And he's actually now if he beats this case, that's gonna say a lot about the justice system or judicial system.
It already does. The fact that Kyle Rittenhouse got off.
That's true.
It's so funny. Because I don't be on Facebook. Girl, you're gonna have to get your ass up. I don't be on Facebook that much anymore. I'm on TikTok because I don't know, it's just a more diverse platform and you interact with more people. I've been having to fight off a lot of racists. Like, we've been arguing for the past couple of days about welfare and that white people get it more.
Explain.
Well, 37 point something % of white people receive welfare.
Okay.
26% of Black people. Now, of course, their number is bigger because it's more of them, and our number is a little high because it's less of us. But then when you have to think about it, it's a lot of it's a lot of things behind that. Hell, a lot of white people got it because they fell on hard times or they were just born on the wrong side of the tracks. They don't have a lot of the stuff that's stacked up against us. And I have been kind of explaining things like that to them, because a lot of racists will just jump on your shit on there.
I can see that, yeah.
Because somebody said, well, we need to stop having children or we have more children than them. And I'm like, and I couldn't help it. I turned myself into an asshole briefly. I was like, well, you're right. I said, because you're a dying breed. I'm talking to the last white dinosaur. I said, we can't keep, right. I said, we can't keep your women off our men or the abortion clinics.
Well, see, that's the whole thing. That's the, as far as, as far as interracial relations now, that's being promoted real heavy. And that's to, in my opinion, would be to sustain their race. I mean, even though the kid may come out Black, the kid's still going to identify as white. And I heard somebody say this before, the kid will still identify as white if the mother's white. So the mother's going to—
You know what? Regardless of what they identify as, people are still going to see them as Black. If it was that easy, then it would be a lot more Black people. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, it's just a thought.
I'm sorry. Let me see. What I'm saying is if it was that easy that if you had one white parent you can identify as white, then it would have been a lot less slaves. Put it that way.
Well, I mean, times is different. I mean, when you're talking about, we probably didn't have the numbers that we have now. You know what I'm saying? Back then, at that time, if what they say is true, then I don't think we had the same amount of people here that we have today.
Well, I mean, there was a point in time where it was more of us than them, which is one reason why they, used such brutality with us. But the thing is it's not that easy just to say, well, unfortunately, a lot of people still live by that one drop rule. You got one drop of Black blood and you Black. Sure. I've seen lawsuits and people in court because they were 1 in 30 seconds Black, which means out of 32 great-great-grandparents or whatever, one was Black, therefore they were Black. Mm-hmm. One drop taints the pool. That's basically what they were pushing.
So then what would I guess for the person who says that they're Black, will be their incentive? Was some type of rights, or because we don't have any really rights like that as Black folks or anything.
No, but the thing is they weren't really saying it. It's just you were considered Black, which means your rights were stripped. Regardless of how white you looked, if you got one African or Black ancestor, you're Black. So it's not a flex. I guess that's what you should say. It wasn't a flex.
Mhm. So in today's society, do you think that would work against a person or benefit a person today?
It will benefit a person
How so?
because it's exotic, regardless. It's still exoticness to it, and people fetishize that stuff. So it's far enough in your bloodstream or far enough back in your genealogy to claim it when it's necessary.
Well, that's like
Claim it when you want to.
well, that kind of reminds me like how you hear black folks who say they got Indian in them and all this shit. It's like the same thing. It's to me, that's what it reminds me of, because that's exotic too. You see what I'm saying? So people are saying,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I got that.
Or these, oh my God, I've had to block about 10 of them just today alone. I don't know what it is about my damn page. Them damn Hebrew Israelites jumped on there. They constantly jumping on there. And I mean, I went back and forth with some of them. I'm like, look, sir, El Bay or whatever the hell you want to call yourself.
Okay.
All of us, okay, I will concede the fact that some of us do, that is our ancestry. Some of us.
Right.
But not everybody. I
Right.
said, there were other spiritual, ouch, damn it, dog, other spiritual practices in Africa. Africa is very big,
Right.
or I get mad at them because it's like you're trying to exclude yourself from being Black. You're trying to separate yourself from identifying as Black by saying that. That's not helping the cause.
Explain that
Oh,
one.
and huh?
Explain that one to me.
We're not African. That's what they tell us. We're not African. We're
So
Hebrew Israelites. That's what they say.
Then what are Hebrews? Where do Hebrews derive from?
Exactly.
So then how
Nobody want no, and then it's like, well, we were this, we were royal and all of that stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, but not all of us. It was so many different sects and tribes. Nobody could have been the same thing. It didn't. Oh God! Then I had somebody tell me today, we the original people here in America. Only 98% of us were here already when slavery started. So I got mad. I said, then the motherfuckers got some explaining to do.
Yeah, because you know what? I was thinking about when your boy, speaking of Kanye said slavery was a choice. A lot of people off about that. And just from what you just said, now if we was already here and we let wow.
He biting my damn money trees. Stop. That's my bamboo. Stop.
He's gonna get sick. Those plants are poisonous. He just over there.
Yeah, we already spent almost $300 on him at the vet. He needs to stop.
Is he eating the plants? That's what that is. Yeah, he's just waiting.
I'm gonna pop him. Get back. Stop. He's just terrible, man. This is a bad look at.
You have to watch him. That's the
Stop it.
They get in
Hold on 1 second. I got to text hold on. And then I'm yelling. I'm just being bombarded over here. I'm yelling and look, she right there in my face. It's an animal. So you know what now? When you get sick, hold on 1 second.
Good.
When you get sick and die, yeah. She gonna swear I poisoned you.
That's what the plants.
Yeah.
They poisonous. That's why you have to put the plants up.
No. He's terrible, man.
They get into shit. You just gotta watch him. That's all you could do. I don't know. I mean,
now he needs to go upstairs with his mom. I don't know what the hell he doing down here anyway. I swear it's like having a real kid. Because I'm like, when your mama coming to get you? Oh Lord. So I guess I guess nobody else is coming on. I guess we might as well kind of start, huh?
I mean, I guess we can. Like I said, I sent everything out to everybody. And no haps. I mean, so far, like I said, I sent it to John to both of his pages. I can send it in again and see what happens. I put the code in there for Mika, and so far, no nothing. I mean, everybody seemed like they was cool with the topic. But yeah, we can still go on about what we was talking about, which is still good content, I think. But
I
Kanye,
wish I had some interesting stuff on my page, but I kind of like I said, I eliminated a lot of stuff, and I wanted my page to be a little more peaceful. I didn't want to get caught up in people's drama and all of that stuff. So I kind of filtered through some stuff.
well, I mean, sometimes you got to do that. It's like a cleansing almost.
Yeah,
But I pay attention to shit to me that serves a purpose, and then everything else I kind of just scroll right past it. Every now and then you get some good shit on here that somebody will put up and you're like, oh man, this is good, or something that's just entertaining or whatever. And I just take it, I just take it with a grain of salt, because it's like
right.
it's like a funny paper almost, like because
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But every night, or like a newspaper, like you'll get some of everything in there. A lot of this shit be junk, but sometimes you'll get something that's like, oh, okay, this is pretty decent. But what I wanted to say was with the Kanye thing, when Kanye said slavery was a choice, a lot of people, myself included, initially didn't agree with that statement. Thought it was like, man, that's kind of fucked up to say that. But if in fact 98% of us were already here, you know what I'm saying? And it's my theory that
You believe that?
no, I'm just saying, it's just a theory of mine. Because I wasn't here, I can't prove shit. But if 98% of us were here already, then that means that people came from, because the thing with white folks is, white folks to me today are what they always been, instigators and mediators between black folks. It's just like when you look at like, say Maury, or you look at Jerry Springer, or you look at, one of them talk shows, you see black folks just going at it. They just biting each other head off and all this, just arguing, just crazy. But the white dude would step in between them, and he could instigate that situation, and he could also mediate the situation. And they will sit up and they change their whole tone. Like they'll talk to each other like, no, 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 going off.
But you have to understand, all of that was scripted.
I mean,
I watched a documentary on that, and a lot of that was scripted. It wasn't real. They would go out there and telling people to wild out.
Right, I'm certain of that. But we know art imitates life, right? And that's art, okay? But essentially the same thing happens in the real world. The same thing. Like, okay, we got all these gang conflicts, and this is Chicago and every other, Cali's I'm sure Cali's got some shit going on. All these other places where black folks is at. But who do black people call on to come and mediate the situation? They're looking for the state, they're looking for the government, whoever else they can, which is usually some white people, to come in and fix the shit.
And the thing is, the same things go on in white neighborhoods too. They just don't call it gangbanging. They don't call it gangbanging. They don't call it black on black crime. They call it problems.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen. We know that. I mean, it's Chinese.
So and in saying that, it's like, that's a narrative. And even we we have no choice because we see it. But it's a fixable problem. It's a fix. I think it honestly, if they wanted it to stop, that it would.
Who is the they we talking about? Are we talking about?
You froze.
Oh, can you hear me now? Hello?
You had started freezing. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything you said. You had started freezing.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you had started freezing. I didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I don't know how to happen. But anyway, who is the they that we're talking about? Are we talking about the government, or are we talking about the people?
Both. Sometimes they one and the same.
Well, I really don't agree with that. That's like two different leagues, but that's fine. Okay. The way I see it is it's like, if we really wanted to stop it, then we would stop it. I think shit is so far out of control that we can't do it. Because, I think that we can't do it without their help. There's a lot of shit that we cannot do collectively without their help. They
I
are.
don't believe that.
I
I
do
don't believe that.
because
I don't believe that.
that's
How
about
can
what I see.
how can the people who created the problem come in and help help the situation?
Because they created the problem.
Exactly. So why create a problem and then save them? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that happens too because they have a big savior. There's a big savior complex among a lot of people. But my thing is they the plan is working. I'll put it like that.
It's been working, yeah. It's been working. I mean,
The
because
plan is working. So why stop it? Yeah, and then it helps because they use this as a talking point. This is a white supremacist talking point.
as far as what?
With 12% of the population, but I mean, we are the biggest criminals. That makes no sense.
Okay, and let's just say for argument's sake, we're not the biggest criminals. Okay, but we can't sustain
Keep us in the same situation.
When I'm looking at it like we hurting the most. If everybody else is doing the same shit we doing, we hurting the most, and I'm pretty sure it's by design.
Yeah.
But
the thing is white people starting to feel that sting too.
Well, yes, I mean,
starting to feel it because that wealth gap is starting to. I mean, the thing is not all white people are rich.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they starting to feel that pinch too. And like I said, in the end, I don't think it's going to be a black and white thing. It's going to be a rich and poor thing. Well, but the thing is because it's more white people than anything in this country, what they're going to do is weaponize their poor and tell them that we're taking all of their stuff so they can vote their way. I just watched something. Well, actually, I posted it on TikTok. It's these people, these poor people in Mississippi. I mean, they living in filth, dogs laying all over all over filth in their house on the floor. It's disgusting. No teeth in his mouth. Talking about this, the great city of Mississippi. And she was like, well, how do you take care of yourself? And you get food stamps. And he said, I feel I deserve these food stamps because I'm unemployed. But she said, but you vote for the people that are trying to slash these programs because I believe in them. But, they're not going to make you rich. And you know what this man said? They could. She said, but they don't. But they could. They vote against their own interests because in their mind, the welfare recipients and the welfare queens and the people who get it the most are the black people.
Mm-hmm. So he thinks he thinks they could.
He vote. Let's put it like this. He voted for Trump because he thinks that voting for Trump can make him rich one day if he just hang on a little bit longer.
Okay.
I think I sent it to y'all. I'll put it in a thing. Okay. As a matter of fact, am I able to do that?
I don't see why you couldn't. You put it right here, right now. You take it and share it on there.
Hold on, let me see. I'm talking to you, but I'm gonna go over here and check and see if I can do that. Hold on. I got to go to my profile because that was a while ago.
Okay, yeah. But shit, I did want to kind of touch on the slavery was a choice thing. The interesting thing about that is, like I said, because we kind of got a little off track, but I did want to talk about it. But if we were already here and then people came from bumfuck Egypt somewhere and was able to come in and slaughter up a bunch of us and then basically keep the rest of us as POWs. And yeah,
Hold on.
Huh?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I had to go into it. Hold on. But I just shared it to the group. So hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Look, I'm still learning how to use this stuff too.
Tell me about it. Okay, I see that one there.
Yeah.
Take it and put it on here. Or you know what, maybe I could
So how do I share it? How do I share that?
Well, you see share screen at the bottom of the screen? Okay. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hold on. Oh yeah, share.
Yeah.
Oh, only you can share in the meeting.
Okay, well then I'll share it. I don't know how to open it up so you can multiple. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I was trying to figure out.
It says multiple participants can share. Now try it now. So I just clicked that.
Share screen.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think I gotta have it already pulled up. I don't know. This shit is weird.
Well, yeah, just like pull it up like you was gonna play the video. And then you're gonna share the screen where the video is playing. You know what I mean? Like it'll be in a separate screen.
Okay. Oh shit. Hold on.
Oh, something did. It almost worked. But that looked like it was going to where it was supposed to go.
Okay, hold on. Screen. We're gonna start now. So let me go in there. Gotta tap it. Hold on.
Will said he's gonna be a little late too, so I know he's gonna pop in a little later.
So now is it working?
No, ain't nothing on here.
So let's see here. Hold on. I might have to copy the link. Hold on.
Okay.
Copy. I'm gonna get it together.
It's okay. Take your time. Shit, we got time.
Shit, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Hold on. Where the hell am I?
Ooh.
Shit. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm coming back. Now, see, you know what? You know what? I promise you, my kids didn't fight as much as these damn animals. They drive me damn up the wall.
That's how they do.
Okay, hold on. You said what?
I said that's how they do. Animals, pets are just, they gotta be tended to, and they like attention. Okay, so there you go.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's check this out. There it is. Okay, did you click play on there? You gotta click play. I see the screen, but I don't see nothing after that.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, Will. Nostradamus, what's good, bro?
What's going on, man?
I can't call it, man. We over here chilling, Eb working on getting this video together. She was gonna share.
Okay.
You still don't see it?
Nah, like I see everything but the video. Like
I see everything. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay, now there we go. Now
we see something.
I see something that say.
Okay, hold on. All right, now I'm finna do watch again. What about now?
No, it's like a blank screen, but it's got all the TikTok shit on there. So now you done backed out of it.
Oh well, forget it.
Oh, let me try it. I'll try it on my end and see if it does it. Because you had it right there. It just wouldn't come up. Now let me try this let me try it this way. Okay. Press play there. Can y'all see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Will, what's going on?
What's going on? How you doing? We gotta figure out if we related or not.
I know. I was just talking about it.
Well, like we gotta be related some type of way.
I gotta talk to my dad because he would know.
Okay.
Yeah, just hit the play button.
Okay, wait. There it is. Where the volume at? I can't hear no volume on it.
I can't hear nothing.
No, I don't hear it either.
Let me try to pause it and see if it makes a difference. It says low system resources may affect your audio. Try closing some applications. Oh, my virtual DJ. Let me close that and see if that'll make a difference. Because I still have the DJ thing up. God damn it, that didn't do it.
Damn, I got a dilemma, man.
It's a way to do it. Okay.
My mama just made some beef stew, man.
Man, that sounds good.
I need.
Yeah, but I don't want to go upstairs. It's cold.
It's cold up there. Like, I don't want to go up there.
Volume on this one, Eb.
Man, but basically, like I said, y'all can probably watch it later on. No stress or anything. But it was it's sad. These people saying they don't trust the government, but they vote Republican. And she was like, but you're on food stamps.
Where they from?
Mississippi, the poorest state in the union.
Mm.
This dude, yeah,
They
he,
just
Yeah,
like
that right.
why do they vote conservative and vote, you know,
Why they do that? I
they
think
vote
I think
conservative, vote right.
it's they togetherness, and it's like even though they not directly benefiting, they indirectly benefiting too.
No, but I
So
mean, but how can they when they voting against their own interests? They voting for the people that want to slash the little bit of welfare they get. I mean, they are in poverty too. Yeah, I mean, people,
true.
I mean, so you rather bite off your own nose to spite your face
Yep.
because
That's how
that's
some
basically
people
that's what
are.
it is.
mhm.
That's how some people are. I guess they're looking at it too evil. If all because majority of people that's on public assistance is usually white people.
Man, I just had like a week long debate about that on TikTok. Man, these
Your mic went out, yeah.
Yeah. Where everybody at?
I don't know, man. They shit. I sent the link out to John. I put the link in the chat. I put the
pulled up the article about them Hasidic Jews that have the highest rate of Section 8 housing, and it might not even all be legal. Then, of
That's
course, they want to move the goalpost. Well, I'm talking about public housing. I'm like, well, public housing was built for Black people, so it's pretty much it would make a lot of sense if we were the majority of them there,
right.
you
right.
know. But anyway,
But see
this
the
is the
thing. I think with I guess if I had to come up with my response to why white cats will sit up. Well, that particular guy would vote against his own interests because he's fool enough to think that it's still about black and white, and
Right.
it ain't got shit to do with that. It's got everything to do with
they vote against their own interests because, like I said, they biting off their own nose to spite their face. We all in the same boat, but because they skin is white and they some other rich white people telling them that we're the enemy, they get to look down on somebody, and that's us.
and
Right.
see that's how they keep everybody fighting with one another. To still think to perpetuate. That's why they keep perpetuating racial issues like every day on the news. You're gonna find something that's allegedly racially motivated on the news to keep the common people fighting on the ground while the rich stay rich. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
It's multiple fights going on.
Right. It's
It
all
is some color have to do with it, but a lot of it is just economics.
it is. And see, that's the thing is that
That's the biggest thing is economics.
right. If
I was just telling you, it just came to me. Remember, I was messaging you. I was just thinking, I said, not only they breaking the black families up, but do y'all think because not allowing, but them giving black women free range, now you have two income instead of one, that creates a bigger wide spectrum of capitalism for them?
I mean, I think it was set up for that to happen, though. Think about it. They black men were the heads of the family. They worked. The women. Some of them didn't have to work. Some of them did.
Right.
They shut down. They shut down industry. They shut down warehouses. They shut down factories. Stuff closed down and everything. And that was the bread and butter. Like Brock's. Remember, y'all might be too
I
young to
remember
remember
Bronx.
Brock's.
My uncle used to work there on Cicero.
yeah,
Most of
right.
the people I went to school with, families worked there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember.
And then that shut down. And then on top of that, they started. I'm not. This is no knock against anybody from the projects. My people from the projects. They started tearing them projects and stuff down.
Straight up. But see, yeah, they moved out a lot. They moved a lot of jobs overseas, you know, and so that's when a lot of people. And then, like I said, when they offered the Section 8 and the fucking public assistance and all this, is that seemed like a better deal. Had to have seemed like a better deal because so many sisters jumped on it. And then, the brothers was out here, okay, there's a job here, so I'm gonna go and do this or go and do that. They're either not making enough money or they're in the system
Right.
along them lines. So you had that. But like I say, it's still, no matter what, see, that's why I say with white folks, to me, at least not just common white folks, but white folks that's in high places, that are in a position to hire and fire and government officials and stuff like that, they like I said to me, I made the whole thing. They are instigators and fucking mediators. You know,
Yeah, they are.
because they can sit up here, they'll always set it out there for you. They'll set the bait out for you and hope that you jump in the trap. They ain't gonna come out blatant. It ain't like it's the 50s or the 60s where they come out, on some racial shit. Racism ain't going nowhere. But see, it's the economic power is what really holds weight.
Right.
I mean, that shit, you can't do nothing about racism, but like I said, Black folks could control their dollars, and we would have a lot more authority collectively. But if you got the man and the woman divided, you know what I'm saying, then we can't really
Don't fall.
shit. See what I'm saying? Because oh, this is mine over here, and fuck you. This is mine and fuck you. Well, we can't even get our house in order to even think that far. So they could continue playing one against the other like they've been doing. This is what they do. That's called divide and conquer. You see what I'm saying? While they running off with all the big money and the millions and the billions, you might get a few thousand or whatever working this job, but you don't have no family, or you don't have a decent community or a decent neighborhood, or you may have that, but the rest of your people starving. So they have to play on our emotions, and in order for this whole thing to work, and they have to constantly throw out shit. I mean, even as far back as Jim Crow, to current day with this whole, with the feminist thing, and that whole campaign that's going on, it just keeps everybody separated and fighting with each other, not seeing what the real issue is that's right in front of our face. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't gonna be nowhere on the scene. We worried about racism. Some of us don't even have white people in our neighborhood, but we worried about racism. That's counterproductive. You know what I'm saying? That's not. It's not helping. It's just it's.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It's like it's not a direct problem. So what are we worried about it for? But I mean, the thing is it should be a problem because it affects where we live, whether they live there or not.
Right.
I get what you're saying as well. But Alicia, what's happening?
What's up, Alicia?
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
What's going on?
Man, slow motion. What
Alicia.
y'all doing?
Look, Alicia.
Hey, that's your twin.
Hey, Miss Martha. How you doing?
Y'all know I had to come get my stew, right?
I see you.
Girl, you so greedy.
I'm even eating today. What do you mean?
Yeah, don't, because you put on that little pitiful voice, you greedy.
That's right. You know what?
Greedy. Every time we talk to you, you either heating something up, cooking something, or eating, or all of the above. Like you greedy, ma'am. You greedy.
And I'm trying to see what the problem is. I really don't understand.
I was just making an observation. It wasn't no problem. I was just,
See, that's why we can't come together as a people. Somebody always worried about somebody else's stomach. God damn it, I want to see steak.
I mean, we got to figure out who eat too much, because we might have to put you out. We might not have enough rationed out for you.
Damn.
That's right.
Damn, I mean, I can look. I can hunt and kill my own stuff now.
Miss Martha, you can come. We gonna leave Ebony where she at.
We have to. We can't carry this big load no more, baby.
Really? Ouch. I ain't gonna say nothing because I think I want to try this cornbread. I see stuff in it.
I know that.
She put jalapeno peppers and corn in her cornbread.
And cheese.
Ooh-wee.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Martha. That's why she gonna be wild as a duplex.
I know somebody who like it. Damn it.
Too bright.
Oh God. Look,
I'm glad you said it, Miss Martha.
You know what? I'm gonna push all y'all down. You don't even know. I'm gonna push all y'all down.
I wasn't even gonna say nothing.
Why your granny embarrassing me on public YouTube?
Who?
Ooh.
Who granddaddy?
I just asked Bree why was her granny embarrassing me on YouTube.
Right.
What we talking about? What I miss?
We was trying to go down our
No, I
feed.
don't know. Y'all know I'm high. I don't know.
Well, I ain't nothing wrong with the tweeds and everything. I mean, you do what you got to do. But look, we was gonna talk about. We was trying to go down our feeds and find posts to go in on. Ebony had a post, and I tried to share it. Ebony tried to share it. We couldn't get no volume from it. We got kind of shooting the shit about that video, and apparently there was like a white guy lived in Mississippi, I think it was. And
Yeah.
he basically voted Republican, but he gets food stamps. And so what Ed was saying was he's basically voting against his own interests. And, it was my theory that, white people is fool enough to think that, okay, well, he's white, I'm white, so he's going to look out for me, when that's the furthest thing from the truth. You see what I'm saying? And so as long as they can get people to keep playing into racism and playing into petty shit like that, then they pretty much got you. They can keep you. It's a diversionary tactic to get you to, well, come over here with us because, we own that same shit too. But while you still poor, they over there with billions. You still over here living in dirt, but they over here still with billions. Y'all both still white. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't look out for you like you thought he would have looked out for you, and you gave him your vote. So you got played no different than how we get played. It's the same thing.
But they don't see it like that, and it goes back to like when they were indentured servants and how they became the overseers. Like you have to make them, although they're in the same boat, they think that they're somehow better. And as long as I think I saw one when the guy was talking, and they were in Mississippi talking about they had voted Republican, and the lady was basically saying like, you voted against all your interests, like everything that you're getting, you're voting against. And he basically said, well, it's possible. I can still get it. It can still happen. And she's like,
That's the
but it's
same one.
not happening. Okay, yeah. She's
That's
like,
the
it's
same
not
one.
happening. It's not affecting
But
you
it
like that,
could.
and you're voting again. And he's like, but it could. It could happen. Like, and I think that a lot of these white people, that they live on suppositions, as long as they're doing better than black people. And I mean, but that's run in tandem with each other since the beginning of all this shit. Like, as long as they think that they're doing better, no matter what their situation is, they're always going to vote the interest of the party that they think is going to be for them. And like you said, it's not like, when you get right down to it, it's not about black and white. It's about rich and poor.
Exactly.
Poor people and people
Did I
that
just
are
not say
marginalized,
that?
we're fighting over black and white. But
Yep.
the rich people, they don't give a fuck whether you black, white, Mexican.
Right.
They
They'll
don't
take
care.
anybody's
They
money.
talking about money. And as
Yep.
long as you can get people like people that the 90%, the 99%, you get them arguing about race and classism, you don't recognize that, man, we all, at the end of the day, we all fucked up, and that 1% got all the money, and we're working for that 1%, and we're beefing in a matter like, if we all came together and just said we all in the same boat and we all fucked up, we all messed up because of this 1%, that 1% would be gone. So it's imperative for them to keep those poor white folks thinking that they're doing better, or that it's possible that they can get something, and to have them vote against their own interests. And also to have us arguing about classism, colorism, sexism, race. Like, we're arguing about a lot of shit that really, if we had the money, it wouldn't even really matter. But if it's so much controversy behind it, we're not paying attention to what that 1% is doing and how much money they're benefiting from the 99%.
Exactly. Now let me ask you this, Alicia, because I didn't really get to touch on it the way I wanted to. We get sidetracked, but I really wanted to talk about this one, because the whole thing was to go down the feed and find shit like that. Now Kanye documentary or whatever came out, blah blah blah. So it was the whole thing that I was tripping on when he said that slavery was a choice. Black folks went crazy about it. But years up the road, my mind thinks, yeah, it probably was a choice. What do you think?
I mean, I would need more context to why you would think that that's a choice. Like, a choice how?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's my theory, there ain't nothing new under the sun. So be it as it may. And what Ebony was saying, it was like, what was it, 98% of us that was already here. Okay, so we already
No, I didn't say that. Hold on. I didn't say that. I said they said they
Ev
said
like, Ev like, I ain't,
that shit pisses me off, man.
at least on the show today, boy.
No, no,
Get it right.
no, that shit pisses me off because, like I told that man who said that shit to me, then y'all motherfuckers got some explaining to do. Because if 98% of y'all were here and they brought 2% of us over here, why the fuck did that shit happen and go down the way it did?
Slavery.
That's true. I totally agree with you.
You also have to remember, like when you talk about the last actual slave ship, the Clotilda was actually still bringing
Yep,
stolen people over after,
yep,
well after
exactly.
slavery had been made illegal, and those people and they brought them in, and when they finally got free, like years later, like they brought like 2 adults, a few, I don't know what the number is, but they brought some adults, some children, and one of the ladies sued because she was illegally transported from Africa here,
Mm-hmm.
and it was illegal to bring her over here, and they made her a slave. And so she petitioned for reparations and to be sent back to Africa. They denied her. Like, so
But
when you
look,
talk
guess
about it
what?
being a choice,
That
it's not, I mean, if you're talking in context of that, it's not a fucking choice. Like, it was a choice for them to
and the
stay
crazy thing
alive.
is,
It was a choice for them to put up with shit so that their mothers, their daughters, their husbands, their family, so they could be safe and so that they could actually survive. But a choice to be over here and treated the way that they were and stripped of everything. Like, some of us were definitely over here. A lot of us were over here.
Okay.
But
Mhm.
even you talk about the Native Americans, some of the Native Americans that helped us, they were not even given their status. Like they get nothing. They get no land or nothing because they helped slaves. So when you talk about a choice, it's not, I don't know in what context Kanye meant that. I would say now slavery is a choice because we're in slavery. Like, we're still in slavery. Like, you're a slave to your car, your house, your money, your job. Like, we have no moral compass as a society, not even as a people, as a society. We don't have a moral compass, and
That is so
what
true.
we praise and what we run to has nothing to do what's right, what's good, what's fair, what's equitable. It's all about what we can buy, how we can make it work for us, chasing a bag. But as far as slavery, no, hell no, it wasn't a choice. If it was a choice, you wouldn't have the Maroons. If it was a choice, you wouldn't have the folks in Haiti or Jamaica. You wouldn't have Nat Turner. You wouldn't have Harriet Tubman, because it's a fucking choice. So people wouldn't be running. If I had a choice and I made a choice to stay there, there's no need for me to fight back. There's no need for me to run.
I think
There
it was
you go.
as far as
And look,
as
listen, the one more
That's
thing
the truth.
about the Clotilde, that ship, the Clotilde, that last trip that they made, that man did that shit on a dare. It pisses me off. I'm just pissed off right
And
now,
they didn't
y'all.
get charged. And the people that when they found out that Clotilda was doing that illegally, they didn't even charge the owner of the boat. Nobody got in trouble for that shit. Nobody.
Nobody. You fuck over people's lives. You changed the course of their history for a dare
Mm.
and got
And
away
let's talk
scot-free.
about the fact that we're out here doing these damn ancestral DNAs. Why we got to pay for that shit?
Exactly.
I mean,
Wow, I was wondering that.
the people that own the information, it's always about green. It ain't about empowering nobody, especially
I'm not the companies are there to make money, but the government, at the very least, like, nobody wants to give black folk reparation or shit, but at the very least, if we are stolen people and everything has been stolen from us, our whole identity has been taken from us. Why do I have to pay to know who I am and where I come from when you've taken me? Like, you've taken me.
Right. That's due to you.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
come on now, they're not gonna.
If they were really interested in us being free, if they were really interested in helping us,
Oh yeah, they would have told us, but I
But
don't.
they ain't gonna tell us because they scared
I
we gonna
know.
all take our black asses back over to Africa. And
Right.
the reality of it is, once we leave any continent we own, it ain't gonna be shit no more.
I mean,
Right.
and then we take $300 billion a year spending power with us. That's
Fuck
what
the
they're trying
money.
to keep.
Fuck the money. I'm talking about, you talking
Exactly.
about inventions. You talking about our swag, our style, our language. We bring flavor to everything that they got over here. Like, their music, their sports, inventions. Like I said, surgeries. Like, we the shit. Period. Across the board, we the shit. and we, you know, we make them look good. We make, you know, we do shit. They copy everything we do. Like you see it all the time. They appropriate everything that we do. So if we leave, there's no more appropriation. They don't even have no more style no more behind us leaving.
But how
They unseasoned chicken.
I got a couple of questions.
And that shit nasty.
If we was to go back to Africa today, where exactly would we go? And then another question is,
Those DNA, the DNA test will help. At least if it's not your direct ancestor, at least it's a possibility that y'all descended from the same people.
Let her finish asking the question, Ebony.
and who's
Oh, my bad.
And then that's another thing. Who's the person who oversees that information about our DNA? So we can't. These are the same people that made all these books that's all over the world, that's putting out all this information, but they're going to be truthful about our bloodlines and where we come from. I don't believe that.
So they do have a black owned ancestral DNA, and it's called African ancestry. My only thing with the DNA is that when they started stealing us, there was no colonization. So the continent of Africa, like the countries, they were not what they were when we were stolen. So it would be hard to tell. But to go back to Africa, there are plenty of places that want us to come back home, that will allow us to have double citizenship, that want us to repatriate back to Africa and help us get land and stuff like that. So I mean, it would be nice to know exactly where we came from. Right. But man, look, if I could go there and I could just live anywhere in Africa, like to be what Africans are, like I understand and I love the confidence that Africans have, and they have that confidence because they have, if they're from Africa, the continent, they don't have to deal with white folks. They don't have to deal with white folks unless they want to, right? Everybody from the top down looks like you. We have no idea what that looks like because we always have had to deal with somebody white, whether we wanted to or not. White folks are just here. In Africa, that's not so much the case. So even just to have that understanding, to have that love, like not saying that, you know, politicians can be, you know, shitty over there like they are over here, but to have people that look like you, that understand that, you know, there's not that going on, and you're not forced to deal with folks that don't like you, that don't stay, they want to be you so bad, but they want to harm you. They look like, just to be over in Africa, hell yeah, I would go. And Africa has the most natural resources. Like Africa is a wealth of everything, like from knowledge to natural resources. Why wouldn't we go over there? Why not?
I'm working on it somehow, some way.
Why not? I mean, they don't. I mean, and that's not even say, like, I get some people say, well, you know, we built over here and that's not leave. I get that too. And some of us are indigenous. Some of our ancestors were already over here. So I'm not saying that we have to leave. But damn it, if the confusion is just like, I don't know exactly where I come from, fuck it. There are plenty of African states that have said African Americans come back home.
Yeah.
Come. We'll let you repatriate. We'll give you double citizenship. Like, so there's no excuse for you not to go back, because we may not never know exactly where we come from. We may not. But to be somewhere where we're wanted, and for people that look like us, from the richest continent on the world, you know, and to be around people that just look like you and have power and have style. Like Africans, you know, they got style. You know, they you know, they got tradition over there. There's culture over there. There's food over there. Those are the things that we need in order to
right. We've been taught to turn our noses up.
But not only turn our noses up at, but I don't care how much money we get, we're still missing that part, because those are, you know, traditions and culture and clothing and all that shit. It matters. It matters, because everybody else, when you talk to everybody else that knows where their ancestry is, they're proud of that shit, right? We don't have that. So just to go back and get a touch of what our culture is, what our history is, what our clothing look like, how we did things, how we showed white folks how to bathe, how we cooked, how we did a whole lot of things before these folk got over here. Before we came in contact with them, how we really did stuff, and how we made a point.
Sinners.
Yeah, I'm a sinner. I'm a sinner tonight. I'm on some good bullshit tonight. I think that black people should not should not turn their nose up at an opportunity to go to Africa and actually be a part of Africa. Because I don't give a damn what nobody say. We're Africans. We may be indigenous to every land, but we came from the mother continent. We came from there. And just to have what that, I mean, even like Haitians, like people talk shit about Haitians, but when you look at Haitians and how they suffered because they helped a stolen people, man, you can't say shit about Haitians.
Right.
I don't care how poor. Haiti is poor right now because they would not return stolen people. They told Europe and the US, these are not fucking slaves. These are people, and we're not returning them. And they made Haiti they made them pay back for every slave that they had on their continent. So even when people talk about Haiti, even Jamaica, like these folks wasn't no joke. These wasn't no joke. So when you talk about a choice, these folks ain't fighting for their life because they made a choice to be slaves. These folks is fighting for their life because that ain't what they were looking for, and they succeeded. And so we have to pay homage to even those continents that we see as poor and destitute, because they're poor and destitute because they helped our ancestors and they refused to be a party to the atrocity that were committed against us.
There you go.
I'm curious to know if anybody knows, before white people came onto this land, for those of us that were here in the so-called Americas, what government or what system of government did we have here prior to that arrival, if any?
It might have depended on, I mean, if maybe, I mean, we weren't all together in one group. Everybody branched off, so everybody probably had their own way of doing things.
Okay.
Definitely peaceful. That's for damn sure.
Right.
It was
We
peaceful.
celebrated, we worship nature and shit like that. Tangible things.
It's my theory
But
that
it also depends on how far back, because I also watched I watched a few things on this. They were doing something, excavating or whatever the fuck they do in the Grand Canyon, where they minding somebody else's business they was doing.
As usual.
Went into a cave, never discovered before, and found Egyptian writing on the walls and Egyptian artifacts. As old as
it's a pyramid in Illinois. Like there's pyramids everywhere. It's pyramids in Mexico.
The Cahokia mounds. It's pyramids everywhere, but they don't call them pyramids no more. They call them mounds because they're so old. They don't have points anymore, so they just look like mounds.
They can call them what they want to call them, but those are still pyramids. And so when you talk about, even when you're talking about the excavating in the Grand Canyon, like we know that we were everywhere.
Yeah.
So is that to say that the people that are indigenous to this land are Egyptian?
I think some were Egyptian. Some were Egyptian. I mean, look at the Olmecs. People want to talk about the Olmecs and say, "Oh, those are just no." Those were black people. Their hairstyles was still, because the more they dig, the more they see. Hell, they just saw so much. They didn't saw so much blackness. Most of them just stopped digging.
Why are your pants hanging off your ass? But if you look at even like no, pull your pants up too. You too old for that.
I don't even have on any.
Say hi to my son, y'all.
Hey, Kobe.
How y'all doing?
How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Right. So I think
y'all know.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Y'all know the even like when you talk about like the statues and the relics in Mexico, if you look at their facial features,
they dark.
They us. That's us. Like, and
Huh? Alicia, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I didn't hear what you said.
No, I was gonna say, well, if you just look at right now today, I mean, before you get into Pangea and everything, but if you just look at the location of Mexico, you know, Mexico is like right. It used to be an extension of so-called North America. So, you know, those people, they look just like us. They have a lot of the same customs, or at least as the same so-called Native Americans. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, Mexico and South America, actually, more slaves were dropped off there than in the United States.
You said more slaves?
More slaves were dropped off there than in the United States.
There were more slaves.
During the transatlantic slave trade?
So Moors were slaves. We
No.
sure are.
More, I'm saying
M-O-R-E.
more Africans.
Oh.
More Africans were dropped
Yeah,
off in
more.
South America
Oh,
and Mexico. Brazil had like, I mean,
Put that
all of them,
glass
like
down, Kennard.
no, she
that.
said
Yeah.
Brazil.
He did
I
the
was like,
Moors.
I was like, what the hell?
He was like the Moors was dropped off.
Look, Kennard was confused as hell. He was
Yeah,
like, the
yeah,
Morgan
yeah.
place? Wait a
Moors.
minute.
That ass. I was gonna get into something. I'm like, I don't believe that shit at all.
I know I'm trying not to get off topic, but I thought I was, you know, I'm
Kennard said
sorry,
he
you
didn't
know.
believe that shit at all.
No, he said not at all.
We was talking about Africans.
A lot of
and
Mexicans,
more
a
slaves.
lot of Mexicans, because of that, because they were dropped off. I mean, it's a high population of Afro Mexicans that they don't talk about. I have a friend, or a couple of friends that are from certain parts of Mexico. When them babies born, they want to know what color them ears are and what color their
Yeah,
skin
I
is,
heard that.
because they be so scared that black gonna jump out. It's called a black granny in the
Yeah, I heard
closet.
that. Especially on our side of town, because there's a lot of Mexicans over there.
Well, but black folks do that too. So come on
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Black
That's
folks do it too.
That's colorism and a colonized mindset. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly.
Black folks do it. You have a baby. First thing they want to do is look at the hair, and they want to look at them ears, because that ears gonna determine how dark that baby gonna be.
That's true. But see,
And they nail beds right there on top of their nails.
but Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and a lot of people deny African heritage lineage, rather.
Of
They
course they
deny.
do.
Right. So with that being said, that's your dividing. It's a system of dividing.
How it's made to look.
Again.
Look at how it's made to look. They control the narrative. When we stopped working for them, we were stupid. I mean, we weren't even human when we worked for them. Then when we stopped working for free, we were just animals.
Right.
So this, I mean, and this went all over the world. It came from all over the world.
Mm.
So yeah, when they don't nobody want African ancestry. Hell,
Hell,
it's
think about what Kennard said. Nobody. You see how
ancestry.
black people. If you look at how black people are treated, why would you ever? Like if you had a choice,
Right.
You want to say that you're white. You don't want to say, because
Right.
black folks are not treated well here.
Right.
So
No.
even I might even recognize that I'm black, but if I can pass, I'm gonna say I'm white because I'm gonna get treated better and that's just the reality of it. White folk get treated better here. They and there's no way around it. Black folks, you know, as much as they love everything that we got, they hate the fact that we in charge of them. Like they really hate that. And it's a shame that we haven't figured out that we in charge of them yet.
Well, that's because
No.
we individuals and we not unified people. So there's no strength in one person. You need a bunch of
And
people.
then there's so many different sects within our own, like what we were talking about when we first came on, how I done had to block like 10 Hebrew Israelites because I keep telling them, okay, yes, some of us were Hebrew word, just like a lot of us were Muslim and a lot of us practice our spiritual, our African spirituality. Everybody is not a monolith. But then they want to say, and I mean, we going back, I mean, I'm not going to really go back and forth, but like I said, they tell me I'm not African. We're not African, sister. We Hebrew Israelites. Well, where the hell is, where they come from?
Exactly. Where do Hebrews come?
Bottom
Right.
line is, the
Where's the
motherfucker look
Bible
at me,
say?
they gonna see I'm black first. Then they might determine if I got on a house coat dressed like show enough and shit that I'm a Hebrew Israelite.
Oh man.
Someone they be on their shit. It's real.
Get on my nerves, like they finna tell you to kiss their goddamn Converse. I'm sick of them.
What about the Hoteps? What about them Hoteps are worse than the Hebrew Israelites?
Is that the cats with the
I've been harassed by all of them. I've been harassed all
No,
day.
the Hoteps they like back to Africa, but they so strong with it, man. You be like, man, shut the entire fuck up. Like they I mean, you
But
got
now
some
you got
I
the
Hoteps.
never
black
heard of
natives,
them.
you got the black natives, the ones that's been here already. Somebody told me today, 98% of us were here already. I'm like, well, motherfuckers, y'all got some explaining to do. Fuck y'all.
That's
I don't think it was
No.
98%. I think that 98% is a very ambitious number. I think that it was a fair amount of us over here. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I think that again, my biggest issue with us is I think we can come together. I think that it's too many of us trying to include everybody else. Like we don't want to be perceived
I agree with
as
that.
being
Include and
We don't want to be by ourselves on
no, we
things.
don't want. I don't even. We want to be by ourselves. We don't want to be
No, I'm
perceived.
talking about we don't want to stand alone when it comes
But
to.
I think we do. But I think that we don't want to be perceived as like we don't want to be racist. We don't want to be segregated. We don't
Oh,
want to
yeah,
be.
yeah,
We don't
yeah,
want to be
yeah.
perceived as being what the white
fuck
folks have
that.
been all this time. But that's
Fuck
exactly
that.
what we need to be doing. We need to be telling
Right.
folks like I don't care whether it's Hispanic, white, anybody wants to be an ally. You are not. You cannot come into the circle at all. You have no say in shit we do. If you want to be an ally, then goddamn it, teach your people how to be better people. But right now, this is not like we let like if you just look at like even when we're having pickets and riots and shit, you see folks that don't look like us at the forefront get at talking our politics and what our issues are. How?
How the fuck can
How
they
did you
explain
get? How
Yeah.
did you even get up
that you
there
don't
to do
have?
that?
That's
Well, they
man.
got up there to do that because we allowed you to be. We were so inclusive. We allowed you to come in here, and now you're talking about what our issues are, what our plights are, and what we want. And you don't look shit like us. You don't even know what it's like to be one of us. But because you're an ally and you're sympathize with us, we've allowed you to get on this platform and basically hijack our shit.
Yeah,
Be
because
true.
We
on
do
my
it all
couch,
the
I'ma
time.
hurt you.
LGBT,
Oh, sorry.
we got a minute left. I'm gonna say this one thing, and it's true. It's just pretty much stating the obvious. But the day that I see LGBT being shot down by police is the day that I'll be okay with them being a part of Black Lives Matter. Because that was what
Oh well, there you go. Shit. Boom boom.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
because
Because
they're not synonymous with each other. BLM and LGBTQ, they're not the same thing.
they are now. They
But
should.
and that's what I'm saying. But they hijack BLM to push their agenda. They're just taking the numbers. But when you talk about the issues that Black people are having, they're not pushing those issues. They're pushing the gay issues. And that's what I say when we become too inclusive, we have people that
Yep.
don't experience what we experience and they hijack our shit, but they also take our numbers. They hijack our shit and then we ride right along with them for them to take our number. But when it's time for us to get shit done, they're not there
Rat
to do the
pissing on
same kind of
Cardi.
work. They're not there, but they've already got the shit that they want done. So they don't need us anymore. So fuck us.
Yeah,
Yep.
we allow ourselves to get played. We saw it with the
Yeah.
feminist movement in the 60s. Same shit getting played
Yeah.
all over again. You know, because we have all the compassion in the world for everybody except Black people.